I'm Eric Carpenter. This is my daughter Sydney, and I have a Harris Grand Mariner 250 SL with a 225 Mercury.
How long have you been a boater, and what got you interested in boating?
I've been interested for several years, wanted to find something that my daughter and I could do together, and she loves the water, and we love being outside. And so I actually rented boats for a whole season, going back and forth, trying to figure out what I wanted. And as soon as I got behind the wheel of one of these tri-toons, then that sort of sealed the deal.
What specifically led you to buy the Harris Grand Mariner?
You know, I test drove several different boats, and they just seem to put a whole lot more thought into the design and the layout. And then when you combine that with, you know, the biggest service guys on the whole lake being right here at the back door, it really was kind of a no-brainer. It's, you know, you can kind of, you can spend too much time comparing, and there's always pluses and minuses, but it's a lot of peace of mind knowing that somebody can take care of you right next door.
Sydney, what's your favorite part of being out on the pontoon?
I don't know. Swimming?
That's all right. I was just figuring I'd try.
You're not going to get a go from her. I'm actually surprised you got that.
What's your favorite part of boating?
You know, the best part is the way it brings our family together. You know, we love being outside and we love the water, and you know, when you start having teenagers, you know, parents aren't as cool as they used to be, but everybody loves being on the boat. We all like spending our time. Dad can bring some friends, Sydney can bring some friends, and it's something we can all do together and look forward to together.
What advice would you give your best friend if they were considering buying a boat?
I think the biggest thing that a lot of people do, because there's so much information available on the internet, and there's, you know, so many shows, and there's so much information out there, don't get paralyzed by the information. Do your homework, drive a couple different boats, talk to some people who have boats, and then just do it. Because I tell you, you're wasting a lot of beautiful days on the water worrying about every little tiny detail. I mean, I was so happy once I finally just pulled the trigger and got out there and got on the water. So if I was going to do anything over again, I would have done it sooner.
With salespeople not having a great reputation for being honest and following through, how would you describe your experience with Matt and with All Marine?
You know, I actually found them quite the opposite. I had to chase them down. Those guys are obviously not, you know, I wasn't getting calls and, you know, do this and getting pressured into the boat. It was very much, look, we're here and we're going to be friends for a long time, so we want to make you happy, and we, you know, the best thing you can do for us is refer us. And they've, you know, Matt and Hall have been around for a while, and the reason they have is they have all these relationships out there, and those people come back and buy new boats and refer people. So having a negative experience off the bat doesn't benefit them, and it wasn't my experience with them at all.
And what would you tell people watching this video that are considering a boat? What would you tell them to do?
You know, again, just don't get so hung up on all the information that's out there. Yeah, the competitive boat might be 2 inches longer or have another cup holder or whatever, but you know, at the end of the day, get a place that you know you're going to get a great service and has a great reputation. And I mean, you can't beat a Harris boat, and just go ahead and pull the trigger and do it.
Perfect. That's awesome. Anything else you'd want to say to your friend that was buying a boat, or that was helpful for you when you were making the decision?
I think you should get the exact same boat that I bought. Just don't get one just get a slightly smaller engine, and I'll feel a lot better about that.
Okay, I'm John Bedard. We have a 2001 Sea Ray 240 Sunday.
I'm Jeff Bedard, and we're 11 in Canada.
How long have y'all been boaters, and what do you really enjoy about boating?
We've been boaters since 1994, continual boaters, and we just like to be out on the water and get away from work and enjoy ourselves on the weekends and bring the grandkids out and tow them around.
You guys boat here on Lake Wylie. You travel for work a decent amount. What do you use your boat for?
Basically just recreation and
Relaxation.
yeah, with the grandkids, and when the grandkids aren't around, we use it for sleeping.
How did you settle on the 240 Sunday?
We like the front to load and unload because we usually pull up to an island, and it's easier to get the kids off the front than it is to get them off the back. And when you're pulling away from the island to push out, get back on the boat, it's nicer. It's much wider than a 21 foot, which we like. So the 21 is limited to like 9 people, okay, like maybe 2,000 pounds. But with all the grandkids and the parents, we couldn't get everybody on the other boat. So because of the grandkids, we had to buy a bigger boat. You know?
That's all right, as long as they're coming out of the water with you.
That's right.
That's the
And
key.
it is a lot more user-friendly than our other boats.
Really?
We
What
can-
are some of the things?
We can fit a lot of people up here. We've got the extra table that will go here. You can sit everybody back there. And we have both discovered last week that these are the most awesome places to lay down in the sun.
You
So
like-
much more comfortable than any other boat we have.
Really?
Yes.
What other boats have you all owned?
We had Regals, and we had Maxims, and we had Old Thompson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I put them Johnson.
Oh, it's a
Thompson. Okay, that's right. I remember we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, we
that.
had the old wood Thompson.
Yeah, my family had one of those as well. Not a
Yeah.
wooden one though.
Yes, well, a bower with the cabin in the bottom. That
Okay.
No one wanted to go in.
Yeah. We went from 16 to 19 to 21 feet to 24 feet.
Okay. What working with myself and with Hull Marine? How was that experience? What did you?
Oh, you guys were great. Matt, you were great with follow-up and emails back and forth, giving me the descriptions of the boat, answered all my questions. And as we were looking for boats, it was kind of like the other people I had to go look at. And with yours, basically, I looked at it once because you told me everything else about it. So I really didn't have to look too close, from that standpoint. So you did an excellent job in describing the boat. Price was fair, you knew what everybody else, and the boat was in excellent shape, and because you guys serviced it, okay, it gave me a very comfort zone on the servicing, in the condition of the boat.
Yeah. And you live on the water, right?
Yeah, we live on the water.
Okay. So how is it having the service department here if you need anything or fuel or whatever?
Well, I haven't needed anything, so.
That's good. That's good. That was a trick question.
Other than gas that I got today,
Yeah.
But we're gonna we'll be back in December for the winter storage and do everything else because it's very convenient. So yeah, it worked out perfect, especially without a trailer. Okay, I just bring it over here and pull it out. It's a swap between paying for storage somewhere or having you do the work.
Yep.
So a lot easier having you do the work than me towing it around.
Win-win for us.
Yeah. There you go. That's the idea. Make it easy. What would you tell others that are considering boating but just haven't made the leap into owning their own boat yet?
Just do something that they're comfortable with. I mean, getting into a bigger boat, I went from the 21 to the 24, and this is a little bit harder to maneuver because of the size, especially in little coves with currents. But if they get into something too big, they probably won't like it. So you get into something smaller, it's controllable, easy to use, they become familiar on the water, and then start getting into something a little bit bigger.
Just get started and
Yeah.
then work your way to the right.
You don't jump into a race car if you never drove before. Just get something that they're comfortable with.
Why did you? I'm sure there are cheaper boats that you looked at. Why did you choose the Sea Ray over some of the others?
The layout, everything about it was perfect for us. As soon as we saw it, we knew this is what we wanted.
Yeah.
Just the storage, the comfort of it, just the design work. I mean, the way it's finished. I had someone who was looking at my old boat, and they went and they looked at a different brand, and he came back, and it was a Regal, which isn't as nice as this, but he just said, "What a difference between the two boats! I'm buying yours." And it was like 3 years newer, but it just doesn't have the design work. It doesn't have the trim. It doesn't have the quality of the boat. Sea Ray is just a really good quality boat.
Yeah.
And even the storage in this boat, there was so much less that we have to haul back and forth because everything is storage. Every inch of this boat is utilized to the best possible maximum benefit. We even have a couple that haven't filled up yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Get on that. Come on. That doesn't last very long.
Let's have to wait until the water is warm enough to jump into.
There you go. Now we need more gear. What would you tell people watching this video that are thinking about buying a boat?
Go for it.
It comes to you.
Go for it. Go to Lake Wylie, Marina.
Yeah, when you start looking at boats, I mean, it's going to be what budget they have, but if you want a good quality boat and you want an honest sales guy to handle it, then just come up here. See Matt, and he handles it.
What are some of your favorite things or places to go here on Wylie? You guys have a few coves that you...
Well, we go to the sandbars, either up Little Allison or this one right here, and we go have a beer and T-bone sitting on the deck.
Yeah. Take the grandkids out to the sandbars as well?
Yeah, take them out to the sandbars, they can swim around. And sometimes we just go to the little island off of Windjammer Park. We just park right there, we get our chairs, sit on the island, and let the kids swim right there.
Well, it's when the water is lower.
Okay, yeah, where there's some space there.
Yeah.
I love that. You talked about getting the dinner and going out and have a sandwich on the lake.
Oh yeah, that's what we stopped. Got
We got
sandwiches.
now.
And
Oh, did you?
filled up the cooler, and that's what we're doing when
We
we
have
leave
pizza
here.
over there, but I don't know what kind of sandwiches you all got. That's awesome. My wife and I love to do that too. Is just go out 6, 7 o'clock, the lake clears off,
Yeah.
and just kick back and relax.
Yeah.
cool. This has been awesome. This has been very good. Anything else you guys want to would want to tell people that are considering boating?
No, just a good, relaxing way to do it. I mean, other than the original cost of the boat, boating is really cheap. And you don't have to drive real far to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just go. We come out of our cove. We go maybe 100 yards, okay, and we usually throw the anchor over, and that's it. So it doesn't really cost a lot to go boating.
Now, a lot of people have that misconception for sure.
And even if you're lucky enough to have a lake or a boat that's on the lake, even if you don't know how to use the boat, you can still go sit on the boat.
Just being on the water.
The floating, the motion is just soothing and comforting, and it's got its own calmness to it.
Well, like you said, with the comfortable
With the
seats
yeah.
up here,
Yes, they're wonderful.
just
Even
kicking
on
back
the
and
other boat, we had to get the cushions that he sat on, get them there, throw a towel over them so that they didn't fall down. We went through a lot for comfort.
Yeah.
We don't have to do anything for comfort on these.
That's awesome.
Especially on this boat.
so I'm gonna have to get in there and try those seats
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really
They
good.
are great. Really are.
We were out last week, and I was going to read, and I didn't. I slept instead.
Yeah. Took a little nap on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is all right. Yeah.
Yeah, very comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, I like
But
that.
if you slide down more, the back ends up being like a headrest.
Very
Oh
good.
yeah.
Very good.
So this is where you took
That's
your
it,
nap?
right there.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's my nap.
That's awesome. That's very good. Well, I appreciate you guys doing this.
Okay, sure.